The night was thick with an eerie silence as I stood at the entrance of the abandoned amusement park. Its once vibrant colors now faded, and the rides rusted. It loomed like a decaying monument to forgotten joys. My friends and I had heard the rumors of this place being haunted, but we dismissed them as mere tales to scare off trespassers. Little did we know that our curiosity would lead us to the darkest nightmare of our lives. The full moon cast long shadows, and a chilly wind whispered through the broken rides. The atmosphere sent shivers down my spine, but I tried to appear brave in front of my friends. Inside, the park was a maze of desolation, and we made our way towards the centerpiece, a mysterious carousel standing alone in the center. As we approached, the carousel's once colorful horses seemed to mock us with their twisted expressions. The moonlight gleamed off their glassy eyes, making them appear alive. Laughter echoed through the empty park, but it wasn't our own. The sinister sound raised the hairs on our necks, but we pushed on. Ignoring our unease, my friends and I decided to ride the carousel. With a nervous chuckle, we mounted the grotesque horses. As soon as we sat, the carousel lurched to life, spinning faster and faster beyond any natural motion. Panic swept through us as we held on to the horses for dear life. In the blink of an eye, the world around us changed. The amusement park vanished, and we found ourselves in a different time, almost a century ago. We were no longer riding a carousel, but instead a magnificent yet haunting spectacle. The place was teeming with life, and the laughter of children filled the air. A ghoulish figure dressed as a twisted ringmaster appeared before us. His face was painted like a clown, but it was the eyes that sent a chill down my spine. They glowed with a malevolent light as he pointed his skeletal finger at us. "Welcome to my domain," he rasped, his voice echoing through the empty void. The illusionary world around us started to crumble, and we were back on the decaying carousel, spinning uncontrollably. The horses became grotesque. Animated creatures, their once lifeless eyes now filled with malice. We screamed, but the horror only intensified. With each rotation, we were transported to different memories of the park's dark past. We witnessed accidents, tragedies, and a malevolent presence that had cursed this place. The carousel was the conduit for the spirits trapped here, and it fed off the fear and despair of those who dared to step foot on it. Desperate to escape, we tried to jump off the carousel, but an invisible force held us in place. The ringmaster cackled, relishing in our terror. "Your souls are now mine, forever bound to this cursed realm," he proclaimed with glee. As the night wore on, the carnival of horror repeated itself, trapping us in an endless loop of fear and suffering. We lost all sense of time, becoming mere playthings for the malevolent spirits that inhabited the haunted amusement park. To this day, our bodies remain on that cursed carousel, forever spinning through time and space. If you ever stumble upon an abandoned amusement park at night, heed my warning. Resist the temptation to explore, for the cursed carousel will forever change the course of your fate, just as it did ours.
Darkness had already blanketed the amusement park as we arrived, casting eerie shadows over the once lively rides and attractions. My friends and I had dared to explore the abandoned park that was rumored to be haunted. It was an adrenaline-fueled adventure that quickly turned into a night of terror. As we stepped through the creaking entrance gate, a cold breeze brushed against our skin, sending shivers down our spines. The smell of rust and decay hung heavily in the air, making it difficult to breathe. Despite the fear gnawing at the back of my mind, I couldn't resist the excitement of the unknown. We decided to start with the Ferris wheel, its enormous silhouette dominating the night sky. As we climbed into the rusty seats, the ride started moving, groaning and screeching with each revolution. At the highest point, my heart sank as I saw a ghostly figure watching us from a distance, its hollow eyes piercing through the darkness. I tried to alert my friends, but the words caught in my throat and they laughed it off as a product of my imagination. Next, we ventured into the haunted house, expecting the usual jump scares and creepy props. But this time, the horror seemed all too real. The atmosphere grew suffocating, and the walls seemed to close in on us. Unseen hands brushed against our skin, making us jump and scream in fright. The walls whispered chilling secrets, and strange whispers echoed through the halls. The feeling of being watched intensified, but every time we turned around, there was nothing there. With trembling legs, we hurried towards the roller coaster, hoping for a distraction from the unsettling experiences. The ride took us on a wild journey through darkness, the tracks rattling beneath us like the heartbeat of the haunted park. Halfway through, our carts came to a sudden stop, leaving us dangling over an abyss. Panic spread among us and we screamed for help, but our cries were met with eerie laughter, and the coaster began moving backward, taking us deeper into the darkness. As the coaster finally came to a halt, we were faced with a scene that sent chills down our spines. The park, once lifeless, was now alive with ghostly apparitions. They danced eerily around us, their haunting laughter echoing in our ears. We felt trapped, unable to escape the nightmarish reality that surrounded us. In a desperate attempt to flee, we ran towards the exit, but the once familiar path seemed to twist and turn, leading us back to the heart of the park. Panic engulfed us as we realized the malevolent spirits were toying with us, keeping us trapped in their ghostly playground. Exhausted and terrified, we found ourselves back at the Ferris wheel, the ominous figure now standing beside it, beckoning us to join in its eternal torment. With no other option, we climbed back into the seats and the ride started once more. As the wheel rotated, I glimpsed my reflection in a nearby mirror. To my horror, I saw my own eyes empty and lifeless, just like those of the haunting figure. Time lost all meaning, and the nightmarish cycle continued relentlessly. It felt like an eternity of torment, as if we were trapped in a night that would never end. The amusement park at night had gone terribly wrong, and we had become part of its haunting history, condemned to relive its horrors forever. To this day, no one dares to venture near the haunted amusement park at night, for fear of encountering the malevolent spirits that lurk within its decaying shadows.